Hi everyone on YouTube and all the NFL YouTube prognosticators and football fans everywhere. This is Andrew Warren, back here once again, giving you my picks for the 2021-2022 NFL season. Check it out. Let me congratulate the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Milwaukee Bucks for the Tampa Bay Lightning for being the back-to-back Stanley Cup champions from this year, who just recently won the Stanley Cup last week against the Montreal Canadiens, and just last night the Milwaukee Bucks, who beat the Phoenix Suns in a 4-6 series in the 2021 NBA Finals too. So congratulations to both of those two teams. And you guys are the defending champions in the NBA and the NHL respectfully, and looking forward for another NBA and the NHL in 2021-2022. So see you all then. But anyways, that being said, football season is here. So, you know what this means. Early NFL picks. So, anyways, we're going to kick things off in the NFC side. We're going to kick things off in the division. We're going to start off with the NFC North. We're going to pick things off over there. It was a really tough division. This is one of the toughest ones I had to do. I was a coin flip away from a couple of teams. I'll explain why. Green Bay Packers, for instance. We're having an issue with the Aaron Rodgers situation. We don't know what's going to happen. If he's going to stay for this year, or is he going to come and go to another team? That's still up in the air. Even if he does, there's still going to be a lot of problems from Green Bay. Now, Matt LaFleur, I think, is going to have a little pressure problem going into the division after what's going on happened in the NFC Championship game last year. That being said alone, Chicago, on the other hand, this is when I'm going to get feisty on this one. They drafted a quarterback, a really good quarterback in Justin Fields. I really think he's going to be a fantastic start on there. But I have to pick one team under this one, in this division. I have to choose one. This is really close. You know, they still got Mac in their defensive side. They still have a great defense in there. Green Bay, on the other hand, they're starting to lose faith in their offense right now. That's not good. It's not good. Defensively, I don't know. But nevertheless, for Chicago, I'm going to pick a surprising on this one. I'm going to say Chicago is going to win that division, and I'm going to say why. I think Justin Fields is going to have a breakout year in this rookie year. I really think he's going to be the guy who's going to be stepping up to the plate in this 2021 NFL draft quarterback class. Yes, I did say that. There is tons of NFL draft quarterbacks that got taken in 2021. Justin Fields one of them, and I think he's going to have a breakout year. I think he's going to be the one taking the starting job first in this out of all the rookie quarterbacks have been taken. But that being said, I think the Bears are going to top that division. They're going to get the 4th seed in the NFC side. So they are your number 4 seed, and they're going to get the NFC North. Okay, let's go to the NFC East side. And so this is a pretty interesting scenario where we're going in right now. We got a lot of good guys in that division. The Washington football team, who's having a solid defense. And then we also got the New York Giants, who are coming up in the rankings on that one. And, of course, we got the Philadelphia Eagles, who, of course, Jalen Hurts, I think he's going to have a great quarterback in this one. I think he's going to be really good. So, and not only that being said alone, I think Philadelphia has been doing pretty well as well in the case scenario. And I think, and of course, we can't forget about the wide receiver they drafted, which I believe, forget it was... No, I couldn't think of the name of the guy right now, which I think it was Devonta Smith on the 10th round from Alabama. So they took from Dallas, which I'm going to get to Dallas in a bit. So this is an interesting scenario in this one. They also traded their 12th pick, I think, to the Dallas Cowboys, I think, which prevent the Dallas Cowboys to get, I think it was Maxim Patterson of the linebacker from Penn State, so I think that was a great scenario on that part for Dallas. That being said alone, Dallas is getting Dak Prescott back after that injury he had, which I think was an ACL injury last year. So he's going to be coming back in this one, which I'm going to talk about Dak in a bit. So in this one, I have a reason for this. But that said alone, Dallas is coming back healthy, and they're going to look very strong. Mike McCarthy is going to rebound from the year before, from that devastating injury from Dak Prescott. Really affected Dallas on this one. So, and I'm not going to lie, I think Dallas is going to be a solid team this year. That doesn't mean they're going to win the big game. I'm not a fan of Dallas. I won't be. But I'm going to say this. Dallas, and if I had to pick a great competitive team, Dallas is it. So, and I think I'm going to say this, believe it or not, as a Cowboys hater, I'm going to definitely say it. I think the Cowboys are going to win the NFC East this year. Yes, I will say that, but nothing against Philadelphia or the Washington football team or the New York Giants. Tough division. It's going to come down right to the wire again. You know, these guys were the worst division last year, but I think they're going to be a much tougher situation right now that Dak Prescott's coming back. That being said, I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to win the NFC East this year. Yes, I did say that. But as the number 2 seed, I'm going to tell you why. Because defensively and offensively, they're going to be really good on both sides of the ball this year. I really think I'm going to say that. Call me crazy, but I think it's going to happen. They're going to be the number 2 team in the division. So that's where I'm going to stand. I'm going to stand with the Dallas Cowboys winning the NFC East this year. Okay, the NFC West. Let's go to this one. This is going to be very, very interesting on this one. We have this probably one of the other toughest divisions in the NFL right now in the NFC divisions. So for this division, we got the Arizona Cardinals and the LA Rams and the San Francisco 49ers going in there. And don't forget the Seattle Seahawks as well. I mean, there's going to be a lot. That's going to be a tough division. I was debating back and forth on that, going back and forth. But, you know, with the Seattle Seahawks, I think they're going to take a step back because they're still reloading on defense. They're still reloading on offense around Russell Wilson, which I think Russell Wilson's having a hard time with that. So, but anyways, that being said alone, I think for Seattle's case, I think they're going to be a really tough division with their, of course, with the Arizona Cardinals with Kyle Murray and guys like them and stuff like that. But that being said alone, it's just going to be like how they're going to be re-idle and stuff like that. And of course, the Rams are doing good on their own. They got Matthew Stafford. They just traded up so for Jared Goff to the Detroit Lions. So I think that was a pretty good one. But the problem with the Rams right now, I think because of what happened, I was going to pick the Rams on this one, but Cam Akers suffered a torn Achilles injury, which is out for the year. That's probably going to hurt them on the running back position. But, you know, but they're still really good on defense. I think they're going to be really well. So is the 49ers in that case. But that case, though, the Rams are going to be really in a tough situation with Cam Akers on that one, in this one. But it's not going to be that bad. I think Sean McVay's going to have other plan in mind and stuff like that and everything else like that. And not only that, though, I think... Hold on, excuse me for a minute. Yeah, anyways, speaking of the Rams, legendary Shaq Harris, he's celebrating a birthday, which I think it was yesterday. So happy belated birthday to him. So legendary Shaq Harris. So hoping to have a great career, Rams legend. But anyways, that being said alone, I think continue what I was saying. But with the 49ers case, they're coming back healthy or strong and everything. They got a quarterback in well, actually, I'm going to go back I changed my mind. I'm going to go back to the defensive side for the 49ers. They're bringing back Nick Bosa, who was out for the year. Last year, could be a defense. If I had to pick a defensive comeback player of the year, probably going to be him. Not sure he may get it or not, but you never know. But for the 49ers case, they have a lot of guys that they got on the draft. So I'm probably going to have to say they got Trey Lance, who's a quarterback from North Dakota State. Yeah, Aaron Banks, an offensive guard from Notre Dame, which is pretty interesting on that. And Trey Sims from Ohio State, which they're trying to step back from the running back and quarterback position. So pretty much Jimmy Garoppolo is probably going to be in trouble with the quarterback situation right now. But I still think they're going to be a defensive solid team, and that's going to weigh with that's going to lead way for the 49ers on this one. So I think the 49ers are going to get back that division. And not only that, I think they're probably going to be what they are now, and having the 49ers winning that division as the number 3 seed. Okay, let's head down to the NFC South right now. So we got 2 teams that are really good in the NFC South. Which is the Bucs and the New Orleans Saints, which the Saints I think are going to take a step back a little bit. But the Carolina Panthers, who are reloading with Sam Darnold and all other guys on that. But I will say this, but the Atlanta Falcons as well. And the Atlanta Falcons, I think they're going to be in the flush hole this year because after they traded Julio Jones to the Tennessee Titans, which I'll get to Tennessee in a bit in the AFC side. But anyways, that being said, I think in this division, this is going to come down to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because of Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski, and all the guys are coming back. But this time they're going to win the division. But I will say this, though. The New Orleans Saints are going to take a step back for this year. But they did pretty well in the draft, I think. They drafted a defensive end in Peyton Turner, who I think is going to be a really solid defensive end for them down the road. And, of course, second round, they drafted Pete Werner in Ohio State. And, of course, a cornerback in Paulson Aldubro from Stanford from the Denver trade. And, of course, they drafted a quarterback in Ian Brook from Notre Dame. So I think they did pretty solid in the draft, though. So they're going to have a young, talented team. But I know, even though they do have a couple of quarterbacks who are pretty good, I think guys like, on the current roster, got guys like Tyson Hill and Travis Solomon and Jameis Winston. I think somebody in that quarterback draft is going to get cut. The question is who. So personally, I think it's going to be Jameis Winston who's going to get the boot in this one. It's not against him. He had a good run, but still, I'm not too sure how they're going to break around on that. But they're still got a great young running back in Alvin Kamara, who could be a FedEx ground player of the year, which he might. I'm not saying he will, but I got something going on with that. But things are going. They may have taken a step back a little bit. I think they're going a similar situation with my Patriots are going, which I'll get to my Patriots in a bit. This is going to be very interesting to tell you. But I will say this. The New Orleans Saints are going to take it one step back, but I think they're going to take another season to turn this thing around. So they might have a losing season this year because of Drew Brees' retirement. They're going to be a young, talented team. Now they drafted out in the draft. I think they did pretty good on this one. But as of right now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to take that division. The NFC South is going to belong to them because they have a lot of good... Even though the Bucs drafted a young quarterback as well, who Brady can mentor, I think, something like that. But that being said alone on that one, I think as of right now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to still get that division though. But I think for the Bucs case though, they drafted a linebacker, the offensive linebacker in Joel Charlie in the first round, Kyle Trask, and a quarterback from Florida. So they're going to build up to the future too. But as of right now, as long as Tom Brady's at the controls of Tampa Bay, he's still there. So as of right now, Brady's going to probably mentor a quarterback in Kyle Trask and stuff like that. So that being said, the division's still going to be up in the air from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now, and they're going to be in the division. In there for a while, and they're going to be number one right now because of Brady and everything else. So the NFC South's going to belong to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and of course, the Bucs are going to be the number one seed. For my wild card positions, this is going to be really fun for the situation right now. So for the wild card situation for the NFC side, I think this is going to be a very tough situation. Number 5. In this one is going to be the Arizona Cardinals. I think they're going to be in the playoffs this year because they're pretty untalented. Kyle Murray's going to get that team in the playoffs again. So actually the Cardinals are going to bounce back in that, and they're going to get a wild card spot in this one. And another NFC West one is going to be the Rams. I think the Rams are going to get that wild card spot despite the fact that Cam Akers' injury. I think they're not going to be affected on that, but they are going to go back into in the playoffs with that. That being said, there's only one, which are Rams are number 6, by the way. Which we got one more spot to do, and that's number 7. That's the Green Bay Packers. I think no matter how they're going to do, if they go back with Jordan Love or Aaron Rodgers, that division's not going to be really good for the Packers right now. That division is going to be really tough and everything case scenario right now. So my wild card teams are number 5, the Arizona Cardinals. Number 6 is the LA Rams. And of course, number 7, the Green Bay Packers. Those are your wild card spots, and for the NFC side, that's my NFC playoff bracket I got over there. Let's get on to the AFC package. We're gonna go with the AFC now. We're gonna kick things off on the AFC East right now. This is gonna be a very tough division, and a bottom line in this one, all all the quarterbacks in the NFC, no younger than 22. Believe it or not. The only veteran in this one is Cam Newton, which I'll get to the Patriots in a bit. So we have a really young guy with the Miami Dolphins. With Xavier Howard on defense. We got Chua Iowa, the quarterback. And we got Flores, the head coach over there. And not only that, and we got the New York Jets, who are doing pretty good in their own right. Yeah, I gotta have to say that, but which I think for the New York Jets. Hold on, excuse me for a minute. And for the New York Jets, they traded away Sam Darnold to Carolina. And they got Zach Wilson in their quarterback, which pretty okay, from Utah. And excuse me, that's one of the draft quarterbacks in the draft. But as of right now, I don't think Zach Wilson has signed yet, and so I'm not from in there. So I think that's going to be a case right now. But anyways, I think he can't. Quarterback from BYU, but all the young quarterbacks they got. They got Mac Jones with the Patriots, who the Patriots drafted in their quarterback roster, which I'll get to the Patriots in a bit. You're not going to believe I'm going to say with this one. But, believe it or not, the Patriots with all the guys they brought in there, it's really crazy what they're doing right now. So, with Bill Belichick signing a lot of free agents, thinking he's going to go after Tom Brady, which I have a strange situation with this one. But that being said, though, I think for the season, I think the way that things are going right now for the Patriots, I don't really see much what they can do. But, oh no, they got retirements from Julie Edelman and Patrick Chung. And, of course, they forfeit a draft pick from the third round. So, but, of course, the Patriots drafted Mac Jones and Christian Barmore, the defensive tackle from Alabama, and both guys. And, of course, Oklahoma, they got Ron Stevenson and defensive end Ronnie Packins. So they did pretty. I think they did pretty good in the draft. In the fifth round, they picked up a linebacker, Cameron McGrone, the linebacker from Michigan, Joshua Bledsoe from Missouri. No, not related to Drew Bledsoe, by the way. But But anyways, that being said, I think we got William Sherman, the offensive tackle, and Trey Nixon, the wide receiver, in the 7th round. So they picked up a wide receiver, but not till late. So that's going to be very, very good. Interesting on that one. But a lot of free agent signings there. They did a lot this year. So they picked up a lot of free agent signings from Mavius Adams from Green Bay, Nelson Aguilar from the Raiders, Henry Anderson from the Jets, Kendrick Bourne, wide receiver from the 49ers, Hunter Henry from the Chargers, and Matthew Jordan from the tight end, the linebacker from the Ravens. And, of course, center Ted Karras, and linebacker from the Raiders, McCallan, and cornerback Jalen Mills from the Philadelphia Eagles. I can just go in Geno Smith, the tight end from the Tennessee Titans. All that from March 19, 2021. So, and of course, we got Kyle Van Noy back, too. And, of course, we got from the Miami Dolphins, and we got Davon Godchecks from the Miami Dolphins as well. We just signed a lot of big guys. And, of course, we signed Devin Ross. Devin Ross, the wide receiver, of course, as well. So they are pretty loaded up right now, especially on the defensive side of the ball. But I don't think they get in this division yet. But I'll explain mine in a bit. Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. That's right, Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills right now. I think they're still going to run that division at least another season or two. So, but I got to say, the way the Patriots have been going up to this process right now, I still think Mac Jones is going to be their future, but not right now. But the way I look at it right now, Cam Newton's going to still be the quarterback, but for how long? So that's going to be the key situation. But I'll give credit what's credit due. Patriots, I might put them somewhere. But we'll see. But anyways, that being said, the Buffalo Bills are still going to get that division. So, and they're going to get the number 2 seed in this one. So, the NFC East winner, the NFC East goes to the Buffalo Bills. Let's move down to the AFC West right now. I think the AFC West, this is going to be a solid one. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, they're getting this division. Hey, don't get me wrong. We got the Chargers, we got the Raiders, we got the Broncos. Maybe the Broncos will get Aaron Rodgers if the Packers decide to trade him. Who knows? But the way things are going right now, as of right now, that division is still belong to the Kansas City Chiefs. Nothing to say about that. You know, don't get me wrong, Justin Herbert, who's pretty good for the LA Chargers and everything else, but as long as Patrick Mahomes is still in the Kansas City Chiefs, that division is theirs for a little while. And I think they're going to be a nice dynasty coming up in the 2020s. So I can definitely see that coming up. But you're not going to believe in the playoff hunt. But the way things are going, the defense on the defensive side of the ball and the offense, they definitely fixed that during the season for the Chiefs. And the Chiefs definitely fixed all that and everything in there. But the Chiefs, on the other hand, they reloaded up and everything this year and everything else going on. And for the NFC West, that division is going to be for the Kansas City Chiefs for a while. No question about that. Patrick Mahomes still there. Tyreek Hill still there. I believe he's still there. I don't know if he left or not. You know. Oh my God. There's nothing more I can say about the Chiefs right now. They're highly loaded, stacked, and everything else like that. You know. It's like they got one wide receiver after another. So. But that being said, I'm trying to think who Le'Veon Bell they lost. I know that they lost Le'Veon Bell, so that was the guy I was probably thinking of. But for tight end, well, not tight end, but they still got a lot of guys they got up in there, you know. But for Antonio Callaway, who I think would be a good wide receiver, you know, everything else going on, you know. But that Travis Kelce, tight end, I think he's still going to do pretty well. So they're going to be an offensive team going in there. But that division is still going to be run for the Kansas City Chiefs, and they're going to be your number 3 seed. Let's move on to the AFC South right now. This is going to be a very, very good one right here we're going to see for this team. But for the AFC South right now, this is going to be very, really good. Like, really tough. But Houston, we got a problem. That's all I got to say about the Houston Texans. Yeah, the Houston Texans, they're just not doing well in the front office position. You know, Bill O'Brien, the GM, has got to go. So that's the thing I got to say from there. But now with the Houston Texans situation, we still got a problem with Deshaun Watson. I think Deshaun Watson, is going to be suspended. I don't know how long for the sexual harassment claims they've been doing. So I think they're going to have a problem with that. And, of course, they got the Indianapolis Colts, who just lost Phillip Rivers, who got a playoff momentum. Now they're going to take a step back, which I think they got a quarterback from Texas in the 6th round, Sam Ehlinger. But I don't know if that's going to be a big help, but they still got a little ways to go. But even though they did draft a wide receiver, so I think Michael Streisand, so they drafted him from Charleston. So I think they're going to be from the Charleston Golden Eagles. So I think they did something with that. But I think the way I see it right now, they got Carson Wentz. So I think they signed him recently. So I think that's going to be help a little bit, but it's not going to be enough. I don't think so. They're going to take a step back in there. I think they're going to and I'm probably going to miss the playoffs this year. So I think they're going to miss out this year. Houston's definitely going to miss out. But as a Jacksonville, yeah, I like what they did in the draft. I'm not going to argue with that. But, you know, the thing with Jacksonville right now, they're still a young team. So for that Jacksonville Jaguars, I think they're going to be a playoff contention in the future, but not now. But don't get me wrong, Trevor Lawrence, I think he's going to be really good. So I believe he's going to get the starting position too, but I don't think he's going to get Rookie of the Year. Yeah, you heard me right. Trevor Lawrence is going to start. He's going to have a good year. He's not going to get Rookie of the Year. But Jacksonville did pretty good. You know, they got Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne, the running back, both from Clemson. So they did pretty good on that one. And I think the way Urban Meyer's been doing in there, but he did sign back Tim Tebow as a tight end. So I don't know how that one's going to work out with that. So that's going to be very interesting on that one in there. So Tim Tebow's going to be a tight end. I think he possibly could get comeback player of the year. I don't know. But that being said, that division is going to belong to Tennessee. Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry, you know, head coach Mike Vrabel. That team, that's a solid team, and especially when they picked up Julio Jones. I expect I expect Ryan Tannehill to be a solid quarterback. That's something he should have done in Miami, but he didn't have the talent around him. Tennessee has the talent for him. It's a good fit for him. Tennessee's getting that division and getting Julio Jones. And believe it or not, they're getting the number 1 seed because of that. Because I won't lie, as a sports fan, I've seen years past, one trade makes a big difference. They did with the Toronto Raptors. They did that with Kawhi Leonard when they traded for San Antonio in the NBA, and of course, and recently, not the Minnesota Vikings. They did a trade for I believe for Rod Gronkowski from last year for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that got him a Super Bowl. Well, of course, Tom Brady did too, but you get the point. The point is, last minute signings gets the big humps, big championships, like the Bucks did last year, like the Toronto Raptors did in 2019. And not only that, things like that, you never know. So Tennessee is going to wrap up that division. They're getting the number 1 seed. They have a solid offense and a solid defense, and they fixed up their team really well. Now they're not going to get embarrassed by Baltimore this year, which I will get to the Ravens in a bit. The AFC North, that division, the one I just talked about, that's a tough division as well. I really had the debate back and forth on that. I'm not going to lie, there's young teams like Cincinnati Bengals who are pretty good. They still got who's going to be a sophomore quarterback they get a sophomore quarterback in Joe Burrow, which I think he's going to do really a solid quarterback. And of course, they drafted some great guys, a wide receiver, Jamar Chase on LSU, which I think that was a really good pick. I think that's going to be a good one. And of course, the Bengals got Jackson Carman, the tackle, which my Patriots traded up for, which I still think they should have kept, and I drafted him. But I don't know what are you gonna do on that one. So, and I got 2 defensive ends in the 3rd and 4th round, and Joseph Osee from Texas and Cameron Sample from Tolini, respectively. But and of course they got Jamar Chase's teammate, the tackle DeAndre Smith from I'm sorry, Taylor Severman from LSU. I'm sorry, my bad. Which another one that the Patriots traded up for with Arizona and Houston. So, and that being said, alone, this is going to be really solid young team. So they're going to be working out fine, but they're not going to be there yet. But they still got guys like the Pittsburgh Steelers, who had Big Ben, who may go one more round. I think that's the way that's going to go on that one. But the problem with the Steelers, I believe they lost Juju Smith-Schuster, which that's going to set them back a little bit in there. But that is going to be really, really tough in there. We got Anthony Johnson and Chase Claypool on their side of the ball on that one. But I think they're going to be really good, but it's not going to be enough to help Big Ben out. That's just going to be a big problem with that. But they drafted Najee Harris from Alabama. They drafted Pat Freeman Smith from Penn State, the tight end. I mean, they did pretty good. I think they did a couple of first round, but they're still a young one, but they still got the veteran on Big Ben, future Hall of Famer. So, but the big problem with that is going to be what they're going to do. So, that's going to be very tough, that division, which we'll get to that in a bit. Division rivals, Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns, they're going to be really good. Baker Mayfield, who's really going to be a solid quarterback, but I think the problem with it is you got Odell Beckham Jr. and Jamarcus Bradley, who are in their side of the ball. But for the Cleveland Browns, it's going to be very tough. They kick things off their season against Kansas City. Then the first 5 weeks, they got the Chicago Bears, the Arizona Cardinals, and the LA Chargers. And they got the Texans and the Vikings in between that, who are not going to be in the top of the divisions. So that's going to be a tough start for Cleveland. Might not do it now. But I think personally they're going to be really good, and I still think they'll be a playoff contender. Just not the division. That division is going to go to the Baltimore Ravens. As of right now, the Ravens look like they're going to reload. Right? They did like a year ago, which I believe they bumped out against. I think they got bumped out against. Bumped out against Buffalo. I think it was. I think it was the division round against Buffalo last year. So, which I think it was, but that being said, what the point is, what I'm saying in this one, Pittsburgh got the division, but I think they're going to take a step back. Baltimore's getting that division. So I think Baltimore's going to get that division, what they did. The players they added, like a lot of guys in there, but they drafted Rod Batsman, the wide receiver from Minnesota, offensive linebacker Austin Owen from Penn State, Ben Cleveland, the offensive guard from Georgia, and of course the cornerback Brandon Stevens. In the 4th round, Traylon Wallace from Oklahoma State. So, and of course they drafted Jalen Haynes, from offensive linebacker from Notre Dame, in the 5th round. And Sean Wade, the cornerback from Ohio State, and Ben Menson, the tight end from Michigan, from the 5th round. They got 3 5th-round picks, and they used all 3. And that being said, I think they're going to be a solid team on that one. They did solid in the draft, and they didn't really do much in free agency, but they didn't really need to. So I think that team is going to be reloaded and get that division. And here's the thing: I don't think Pittsburgh's going to the playoffs with that tough division. They took that Juju Smith-Schuster free agents let go. That was a huge, huge loss, which I think they lost Juju Smith-Schuster, which I think. But that being said, I thought they got rid of him, but I thought there was something. No, they do got Juju Smith-Schuster. I'm sorry. They did sign him, but the problem with it is that they're a young team for Pittsburgh. That's all I'm saying. But they still got Juju Smith-Schuster, so I'm sorry about that. I thought they got rid of him. That's my bad. But anyways, that's still a tough division. We'll see how this one turns out. But number 4 in the NFC Central, NFC North, is going to the Ravens. Well, you gotta like my early playoff predictions, the way things are going. We're gonna kick things off in the AFC this time, which I did my divisions on that one. We're gonna go to the AFC right now for number 5, number 4, Chargers and Ravens. This is a if this playoff is right, they're gonna meet up, and I think this one, the way things are gonna go, you're actually gonna see the Ravens winning that series out, because Lamar Jackson, he's gonna play lights out on that one. In this one. And of course the Bills and Patriots. I won't lie to say this, I think that's what's going to happen. But as long as they're young, but then Patriots are not there yet to compete with Buffalo. Not yet, at least. And Buffalo's going to win out that one. And of course the Cleveland Browns and the Kansas City Chiefs. As long as Patrick Mahomes is still there, the Chiefs are going to be a solid team. So the Chiefs are going to be the number 3 seed, and they're going to beat the Cleveland Browns. So the wild card spots are all there for that. Number 2 and number 3. Number 2, the Buffalo Bills, and number 3, Kansas City Chiefs. If this is right, rematch from the AFC Championship game a year ago. So this is going to be a similar situation with Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, and the way things are going for Peyton Manning and Tom Brady in their early careers in the 2000s. The way they meet in the playoffs multiple times, and all of a sudden, one team wins championships, and the other one receives great stats. Similar situation. Josh Allen to Peyton Manning. Patrick Mahomes to Tom Brady. That's the way I look at it with that. So, if this is correct, the Patriots are going to win. The Chiefs are going to win. I'm sorry. I still got that early 2000s Patriots in my head. But I think the Chiefs are going to win out the Buffalo Bills again. And Buffalo would have to wait another year. Possibly. But number 1 and number 4, Ravens. Number 1 Titans, and the number 4 Ravens. This is probably the rematch of last year, I think, when the Ravens pounded them in Tennessee. So this is going to be a similar situation, and Tennessee probably want to go for redemption on this one. I believe they're going to. So I think Tennessee is going to win out that one. So number 1 Tennessee Titans and the number 3 Kansas City Chiefs, they're going to meet out in the AFC Championship game. Who wins that one? Tennessee's going to win that one. Because I think that Julio Jones trade is definitely going to be the icing of the cake for the Tennessee Titans. And they're finally going to get over the hump. And there, for the first time since Super Bowl 34, the Tennessee Titans are going to be in the Super Bowl. So, Who are the Tennessee Titans going to face in Super Bowl 55? We'll see. So, actually, Super Bowl 56. My bad, you know. So, yeah, my bad on that one. So, hold on a minute. So, who are they going to meet? Yeah, so who are going to meet in Super Bowl 56? That's the question. Who are going to meet in Super Bowl 56? That's going to be a big question on this one. So, and it's, anyways, number 5, the Arizona Cardinals. Number 4, the Chicago Bears. This is going to be a very interesting scenario on this one. Kyle Murray wants to win in the postseason. He's probably going to get that chance in this one. But don't get me wrong, the Bears are a young, talented team, but they're still experiencing. Yeah, for the Bears, I hate to disappoint you, but you're going to lose in the wild card spot. Arizona's taking it despite the fact Larry Fitzgerald's not on the team anymore. So, and the Dallas Cowboys, I'll tell you this much. The Packers and the Cowboys, no matter who is going to be the quarterback for the situation, Jordan Love or Aaron Rodgers, they're probably going to win some big games. But they're not winning that division. I'll tell you that one right now. But they are going to win the postseason game. It might as well be the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas. So I will say that. So I think the Green Bay Packers are going to win that one out. They're probably going to upset the Dallas Cowboys, no matter who is going to be at quarterback. If it's Jordan Love or Aaron Rodgers, whoever it is, they're going to win a big game. That game's going to be it. They're going to beat out the Dallas Cowboys and upset them on that one. And they're going to beat out the Dallas Cowboys on that one in Dallas. Sorry, Jerry World. So the Division 1, 49ers and Rams, number 3, 49ers. Rams, number 6. I think they're going to be lucky enough for the Rams to be back in the playoffs, but the Cam Akers injury is probably going to affect them really big. So, but for the 49ers case, I think Jimmy G is still going to be their quarterback right now. So I think they're going to wait out another year for the 49ers. I think they're going to wait out. And for the 49ers case, they're going to beat the Rams in that division. So I will say that. They're going to win out that early playoff prediction. So the number 3 49ers are going to take on the Arizona Cardinals, and number 5, they're going to be meeting up in the divisional round. And nevertheless, the number 1 Buccaneers versus the number 7 Packers. Another NFC Championship game rematch in the division round. I think that's going to be the case this coming season. Whoever's at quarterback. And that's going to be the big problem when it comes to Green Bay. Tom Brady. That's going to be the big problem. But that being said alone, as long as Tom Brady's still there, as a Patriots fan, I think he's still going to do pretty well in Tampa Bay. That being said, they're going to beat out Green Bay. For the Cardinals and 49ers, the Cardinals are going to lose to the 49ers on this one. They're going to another division team. That's going to be it right there. So the 49ers are going to meet up in there, and they're probably going to lose. They're probably going to beat the Arizona Cardinals, and they're going to meet up with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the NFC Championship game. What to say about that one? Jimmy Garoppolo, a Tom Brady mentor versus Tom Brady. And I think this is going to be the case scenario for the NFC Championship game this year. Yeah, I think the 49ers are going to bounce back to the NFC Championship game this year after all the devastating injuries from last year. I think that being said, I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to win out that NFC Championship game. That is going to be your top priority. An NFC Championship game, we're going to go to the winner. It's going to be the Buccaneers, and they're going to face off the Tennessee Titans. So the Tennessee Titans in Super Bowl 56. Very interesting scenario on this one. Very interesting. I'll tell you why. Tom Brady against Belichick mentors. Not very good. This is where it's going to get very difficult to pick on this one. If I had to pick an early Super Bowl winner, it's probably going to be the Tennessee Titans on this one. I'll tell you why. Since that Julio Jones trade, I think they're going to be lights out for the Tennessee Titans. They're going to probably chase for that Super Bowl. And I think that's exactly what they're going to do. So I like the Tennessee Titans in the early prediction in this year to win the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 56 winner as an early Super Bowl prediction, the Tennessee Titans. So I think the Tennessee Titans are going to win that Super Bowl this year. They're my early favorites. I think they're going to win it out this year. And they're going to probably upset the Super Bowl champion, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Probably Tom Brady in a similar situation. Won Super Bowl 51, lost Super Bowl 52. Then he goes back and lose that. So I think that's the way I see it in this one. So the Bucs may lose the Super Bowl for the first time in their franchise history, while the Tennessee Titans are going to win the Super Bowl, be Super Bowl champions for the first time in their franchise history. Well, actually, the first time for the Tennessee Titans since the early AFL days when they won back-to-back first 2 AFL championships. That's the way I'm going to the way I see it. First time in nearly 50 years that the Tennessee Titans are going to be champions. First time Super Bowl champions, I say. Okay, that's going to wrap up my early season predictions. Like I mentioned, the Tennessee Titans, they're going to be the Super Bowl winners this year, and I believe they're going to win it in my early predictions. We're going to go it. But we're going to do some fun things right now. Yeah. MVP candidates. Coach of the Year, Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, FedEx Ground Player of the Year, FedEx Air Player of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year. So I got awards to come out this year. Early predictions. MVP candidate Patrick Mahomes. I think he's going to get that early. He's going to bounce back in that MVP category here. That's the way it's going to go. So, and I won't lie for the Coach of the Year, Bill Belichick. Say what you want about him. Say you don't, whether you like him or hate him, disregard him, think he's dead or anything like that. I don't care what you say. If Bill Belichick, if my prediction's right and they go to the number 7 wildcard spot, if he does that, goes to the playoffs without Tom Brady for the first time since 1995 when he was at the Cleveland Browns, he's getting the Coach of the Year honors. No question about that. If he does that without Tom Brady, goes to the postseason, that's going to be a Coach of the Year candidate. No, I don't care what you guys say about that. Coach of the Year candidate, if Bill Belichick goes to the playoffs without Tom Brady, he's getting Coach of the Year honors. So I think that's the way it's going to go. Especially with how they did in the front office, did some signings, did good in the draft picks. I think they're going to be Steve Carmine lead. I think the Mac Jones is going to lead that team down the road in the future. Rookie of the Year, Justin Fields. I'm going to take Justin Fields over Trevor Lawrence any day. Everyone's been talking about Trevor Lawrence is going to be a solid quarterback, blah, blah, blah. But they're not overhearing about Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields is going to be taking that starting role. I don't care what Andy Dalton is there or not. He's taking that Rookie of the Year honors. He's going to be leading that team to a playoffs. Defensive Player of the Year, Xavier Howard from Miami, cornerback. I think he's going to be a solid defensive player this year. Probably the first cornerback to win it since Darrelle Revis. So I think that's the way that's going to go with that one. Ground Player of the Year, Jacksonville James Robinson. I think he's going to be the running back in the roll down the road. Air Player of the Year, Josh Allen. I think he's going to get that one in there. He's not going to get MVP, but he's going to get the Air Player of the Year. So I think that's going to do it. Comeback Player of the Year, Dak Prescott. I'm not going to lie. I think Dallas is going to be a complete team this year. They could have got that division last year if Dak Prescott didn't get injured. This year is going to be a much different situation. They're going to win that division. So, that being said, Dak Prescott is going to get Comeback Player of the Year, and he's probably going to get to that postseason. So, those are my NFL awards to give out this year. Once again, MVP Patrick Mahomes, Coach of the Year Bill Belichick, Defensive Player of the Year Xavier Howard, FedEx Ground Player of the Year James Robinson from Jacksonville, and the FedEx Air Player of the Year Josh Allen from Buffalo, and Comeback Player of the Year Dak Prescott. Well, that's going to wrap up my early NFL prediction videos. I will definitely be back for week 1 when the NFL season's on its way. Until then, you guys enjoy the preseason. This is Andrew Warren saying, rock out.